Let's break down the Jaguars and Steelers, but first, a reenactment of the defensive game plan of both teams today.
Packers are moving on. Aaron Rodgers has done it again.
Grassy Posse Packer Nation, welcome to another episode of Packcast, the podcast where you don't have to be a Packers fan, but it sure does help. I am your host, Tom Grassi, and man, what a game! When we see two dominant defenses coming together, we're thinking it's going to be a slugfest. It's going to be a low-scoring game. But nope, 45-42 is the final score here with the Jacksonville Jaguars, a team that almost nobody believed in, including myself, went into Heinz Field, came away with the win, and wow, the Steelers just shocked at home. And you have to think that for the Steelers, this is killer. Because one, I think they were looking a little bit past the Jaguars to the Patriots, and everybody thought that was going to be the AFC Championship game. In addition, though, Bell is talking about he's going to get probably tagged again next year. He's talking about sitting or retiring and how he wouldn't play. A lot of distractions going on, but this team might look drastically different next year. And this has got to be a heartbreaker for the Steelers. But let's just break down this game bit by bit because there's a lot to talk about. One, the Jags moved that ball easily. Almost all game. The third quarter, they were a little bit stagnant when it came to offense, but they didn't have to really score any points. But they moved the ball easily, especially on the first drive. A lot of passing, coming out with the play action, something that we were not expecting because Blake Bortles looked like absolute crap last week against the Bills. And instead, Blake Bortles looked incredible today. He did what he had to do. They also go for it on fourth down on the goal line. Fournette goes flying over for the first touchdown of the game, making it 7-0. His first of 3 on the day. Then Jacksonville, they come up with that defense, that turnover-happy defense. They get the pick. Miles Jack got the pick with 5:31 left in the first quarter. Fournette with a huge 18-yard run, and then they go up 14-0 before the first quarter. Pittsburgh goes for it on fourth down. Wouldn't be the first time they did. They don't convert. Yeldon gets a rushing TD with 11:31 left in the second quarter, and it is 21-0. Now, the entire game, Bell was rushing very, very well, and I don't know if that was their original game plan, but they had to get away from it real quick, going down 3 touchdowns less than halfway through the second quarter. Antonio Brown had an amazing touchdown with 8:20 left in the second, and Fournette got injured. And so you start to see, even though it was 21-7, the tide started turning just a little bit. Fournette got hurt. The Steelers start driving, and all of a sudden, Ben Roethlisberger fumbles with 2:20 left in the second quarter, and it's 28-7. Now, you think that's it, and you're like, oh man, this is a game. That's it. And then 4th and 11, a touchdown to Martavius Bryant, making it 28-14 with 25 seconds left in the second quarter. They go in for halftime. And the Steelers, even though they were down by 2 scores, had all the momentum in the world. I don't think anybody anticipated the Jaguars' offense to be on display today, but they looked amazing. They looked disgustingly good. Then Le'Veon Bell, here he comes, an amazing catch, throw by Ben. You had 28-21 with 9:09 left in the third. They were going to continue to play catch up the entire game. This is where we started getting like a little iffy on the play calling from the Steelers. The Jacksonville offense was really stagnant in the second half and the third quarter. There was 13-10 left, and Pittsburgh went for it on fourth down and missed it. But Cole had a huge catch in the fourth quarter, which led to another Fournette touchdown with about 10 minutes and 34 seconds left in the fourth quarter, making it 35-21. So going for it on fourth down really didn't make a whole lot of sense there. Both teams were incredibly aggressive when it came to fourth down. And listen, the Steelers got 2 touchdowns on fourth downs, but I mean, there was some questionable play calling early on, definitely. 4th and 5 with 9 minutes and 5 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Antonio Brown gets an amazing touchdown. It's 35-28, and the Steelers are like herpes, and they absolutely refuse to go away. But then the Jaguars respond right back with Bohannon, 4 minutes and 19 seconds left in the game to go up 42-28. And at this point, you're looking at both of these teams like, hey, aren't you supposed to be really good on defense? Like, both of them, I feel like, just went out and were like, yeah, we're just gonna stand there for show. And then Le'Veon Bell, with 2:18 left, with a lateral/backwards pass, makes it 42-35, and they decide to go for an onside kick, which is definitely going to be under a lot of scrutiny in Pittsburgh for the next coming weeks. because it was a really bad decision. There was 2 minutes and 18 seconds left, so they would have just had to stop the Jaguars, but they put them in field goal range, and which Lambeau does drill it, and it goes 45-35 with 1:45 seconds left. Then they drive down the field once again, and Juju Smith gets another touchdown. But at that point, it doesn't matter, and the game is over, 45-42. So obviously an incredibly high-scoring game. Just to give you a look at the stats, Bortles 14 for 26, so not amazing, about 50% pass completion. 214 for a touchdown. Fournette had a hell of a day, 25 carries, 109 yards, 3 touchdowns. Yeldon 5 for 20 with a touchdown, and also 3 for 57 through the air. Roethlisberger, you look at his stat line, you go, how the hell did they not win this game? 37 for 58. Guy threw the ball almost 60 times, 469 yards, 5 touchdowns, and an interception. Also had the fumble as well. Le'Veon Bell, 16 for 67 with a touchdown, and 9 for 88 through the air with a touchdown. And Antonio Brown, 7 for 132 and 2 TDs. If I just gave you those stats, I mean, you think that the Steelers ran away with this game, but the Jaguars did just enough. Those 2 turnovers, they got 14 points off of them, and that was the deal breaker. There was just too uphill for the Steelers to climb, and just like that, your AFC Championship game is the New England Patriots versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jaguars, who, as you know from last year when we played them and the conversations that I've had with Jaguars fans, they've been waiting for this to happen. They've been waiting for the ascent, and it looks like it's finally here. So kudos to them. After looking terrible against the Bills, they came into Heinz Field. They decisively beat up the Steelers, and now they're going to face Tom Brady and the Patriots. Can they win that game? At this point, maybe. I don't even know, because it's just so... I can't believe that they beat the Steelers. I'm stunned right now. But anything can happen. This is the playoffs. So a great first game here on Sunday. Very much looking forward to the Saints and Vikings, hoping that the Saints are able to pull off the victory and the away team gets the win again. But what do you guys think about the game? Do you think that the Jaguars have any chance of beating the Patriots? I'm not ready to count them out yet. We'll do a video this week talking about it. I'm excited. This is great. Love playoff football. You can always find me at TomGrossiComedy.com, TomGrossi Comedy, or Tom Grossi Comedy on the Twitter. Check out Packcast, Packast, which is this podcast. We do multiple shows a week. Obviously, during the Packers, when they are actually playing, we interview fans from the opposing team. You can check us out on YouTube, Google Play Music, SoundCloud, and, of course, iTunes. But thank you so much for watching. Oh, boy, we are 3 minutes away from the Vikings kickoff, and in about 3 hours, I'm going to come back here, and I'm either going to be super duper happy or super duper sad. We shall see. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Tom Grossi. And as always, go Pack Go.